The meeting is being recorded. I have an option to leave meeting. I don't want to be recorded.
If you leave the meeting, you won't be able to get back in. I've locked the
Yes.
meeting.
Bitch.
Just in case someone somehow managed to jump in the meeting.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Who knows? Oh,
And that's what we say to you for joining us today at Wheelie Bad F1, where we react to the Australian Grand Prix. No, it's not. Got ya. It's
Japan.
Japanese.
Try again.
No, wait, I'm carrying on. That's the intro.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have green screens.
No! Yeah! Woo!
Oh.
We actually had an okay race.
Yeah, it was alright. By
It was
F1
okay.
standards, it was boring, but it was better than the rest so far this season. So there's a minor upside.
Yeah. I was going to say it wasn't pure max domination. Still 12 seconds, but the lowest gap of the season. If you don't have Ferrari Australia.
It's the lowest gap by a Red Bull.
Yes.
Two
Red Bull.
Doesn't really count.
No.
I don't know. To be fair, Ferrari definitely a lot quicker this season than they were last season. They've made up a gap.
Yeah.
I've seen that stat thrown around everywhere multiple times now.
Yeah.
So there's a minor upside. Again, Hamilton's choice seems to be paying off. So
that's if they want to still keep him after this season.
He's already signed a contract unless they plan on paying him off.
Hey, contract me not in F1.
Yeah, true.
Imagine Twist gets to the last race of the season. Hamilton's Ferrari contract ripped up, signed, stays.
It could happen. It could happen.
I've seen weirder things happen.
We'll just have to wait and see. But
yeah,
a lot of Hamilton's issues are Mercedes issues. And talking of Mercedes issues, might as well just start with that.
What a fall from grace.
And that's it. That's all we need to say.
But which team about Mercedes or Alpine?
Yeah, no. Mercedes have had a bit of a fall from grace. It has been shocking how backwards they've gone over the last few seasons, and it seems to just be carrying on. Alonso has come out and said that he wouldn't join Mercedes because they're behind Aston Martin now, which is true.
I wouldn't say they're behind, but it's a lot closer than it should be, especially when it's a customer team.
Yeah. They're not going to be challenging for the title, for the constructors, whatever. But it's not going to happen unless, I don't know, they bring out an entirely brand new car and they wipe the floor with everybody with it. It's not going to happen. There's no chance. Yeah. Everyone's starting to gear up for the 2026 stuff now. So the focus won't be on next year's car, really. It'll be on making sure that they do what they need to do for 2026.
Oh, the one thing that shocked me is I haven't read the article, but Mercedes are happy with this weekend. The headline was Mercedes have positive outcome on the weekend. They're happy with this weekend.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I haven't read the article, so maybe I'm absolutely wrong. I'm just saying from what I've seen. I don't see how they're taking positives.
I can't.
They're mostly bemoaning that first stint. That first stint was horrendous. I don't know. I put on Twitter when it happened. What a gamble. I was completely wrong. But it was a gamble, and they literally could have swapped with everyone else. They could have just pitted everyone else, and it wouldn't have affected them.
Yeah.
But no, let's go and do all this strategy.
Well, yeah. Well, to be fair, it wasn't until Hamilton kicked off saying that we need to abandon it while we're even doing this, basically. And it's why would you stick with something where it's not going to work? And it is a massive gamble at Suzuka to try and do a one stint. Major gamble. It rarely ever works. It rarely ever pulls off. It's probably one of the stupidest tracks to try and do it on. The tire degradation can be quite bad at Suzuka as well.
Talking about one stint though, bad and stupid ideas. Are you sure about that? Because Ferrari's degradation is amazing nowadays. Where's this come from?
I don't even know.
Charles Leclerc. Well done. Wow.
Yeah, it was phenomenal from him. Absolutely amazing. I mean, obviously he couldn't keep up with the pace that he needed to be keeping up with, but he was doing really well with it, regardless.
Yeah.
And it's a shame the tyres didn't hold up enough for him to be able to keep on at first. And then pit and then probably come out. I think it would have been like fifth, fourth, and he would have been pushing a lot more then. Although what I think is a bit daft is the fact that they allowed Sainz to overtake him. I
No, I
think
disagree.
I'm only thinking it's daft because Leclerc did such a fantastic job. Why not just give him the third place?
Because Sainz is faster, and if anything, if Perez then suddenly goes off the track, Sainz is a lot closer to Perez than Leclerc would have been.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
He probably wouldn't have got second, but it was that what if. You've always got to be ready for the opportunity.
Well, yeah, always, something can always happen. It's
Yeah.
F1. It's not, completely known in a sense, other than, Max Verstappen winning.
You're
Um,
lying. Last weekend, Sainz won.
and the last race before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. Oh, and guess what? The one before that. Um, keep going. No, but okay, we'll go from good races to bad races.
Yeah.
So again, it's bad races. So Max Verstappen had a terrible race. He finished first. It was
It was a bad race. Only 12 seconds ahead of Perez.
I know.
That's disgraceful.
No, well, do you know what? We need to talk about Alpine. We also need to talk about Williams, but we'll get to them in a second.
Oh,
But
jeez.
yeah, I'll save them for in a minute because it's a depressing conversation. We did a whole video. We did a whole video on Alpine and what's
Yeah.
going on for them at the minute. It was a little while ago, so if you haven't watched it, top right corner. I can't remember if I flipped my camera. It's one of these landing that way.
Heathrow.
um, yeah, I just can't watch them. Like they bring them up every so often, just rare occasion, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's just terrible what's going on with them. I mean, I think Ocon's probably had the best performance out of either of them. I want to say it was last
Yeah.
weekend, wasn't it?
If if Alpine are going to score points right now, it's coming from Ocon.
And I don't know where they're going to be getting points from. What race? It could happen in China because I feel like because they haven't been to China since 2019. I want to say it is now.
Yeah.
You know, there's an opportunity where people may mess up, and China's not really a forgiving track. And if any of you have obviously played F1 and have tried playing China, that first, I think it's like 4 corners, isn't it? The first little bit, or like 3 corners, something like that, is a
Yeah.
pain. And then there's quite a lot of sort of fast ones and slow ones. It's a rough track. It's the
Just
nice way.
because you're better China's first sector doesn't mean you got to push on to everyone else.
Actually, China's first sector tends to be where I tend to be quite good. I've learned how to do it now. Um, I got pretty decent at that once, and then I tried to replicate it, and it just didn't happen. I was like, how did I go so quick? Enough about F1. Well, F1 games. I could see maybe in my little misty ball that I could see Ocon possibly sneaking a point. He might get more, but I could see it sneaking one singular point, and it's because someone somewhere else will mess up. Yeah,
Well, I was going to say it's because it'll probably be because of Stroll messing up, probably because that top 10 is locked down right
oh yeah,
now. But Stroll, like this weekend, I don't know, he was nowhere.
he was. He finished 12th. He
Yeah,
he was doing quite well for a minute, and then went on the radio complaining about the fact that his car wasn't fast. But he'd overtaken a couple of people. He got into 11th, but then Magnussen took him. It's a sorry state of affairs when you're in an Aston Martin, which is arguably fourth, fifth best, and you're struggling to keep a hold of the Haas behind you.
hey, dump him own house. House. We're going house. Dump him own house. They've had a decent season so
No,
far.
I'm not saying anything bad about Haas. They've done better than my own expectation.
I
I
think
thought they
done
were
better
gonna,
than anyone expected.
well, to be fair, like going into it before all the car reveals, before Alpine came out and said what they said about the car, we thought Haas were going to be back of the pack,
Dead last.
dead last, nowhere near anybody else. But that's not the case. Even then, the back runners aren't really a dead certain set of people or cars other than Alpine and Danny Rick.
Pick Sauber. No, don't.
Yeah.
Why did you bring up Danny Ray?
Hey, Sauber actually do. Oh, sorry, Bottas does all right. Joe
Yeah,
is doing his own thing,
they just got the setup completely wrong on this car this weekend. That's what the issue was. They
and
kept
also
losing the
the
back
wheel nut,
end. And what?
and the nut on the wheel. They've also got that wrong.
Look, Sauber did a 4-second pit stop this weekend. They're getting better.
Did they actually do a four in the end? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. They've
Oh,
done one pit stop all season.
yeah, they had an 8 second, didn't they? At least they're sorting that out slowly but surely. They'll get there. Maybe
Have you seen
Canada.
the guns though? I haven't seen any of the guns be like this. On the guns when they're doing the actual wheel nut,
Hmm.
there's a light on it that blinks green when it's done.
I think all of them
Like if you
do.
look at like the end of is it? I haven't seen any of the wheel guns be like that.
Yeah, on the very ends, you've got like the sort of cup in a sense where
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
and yeah, they've got like a rim around the outside. All of them got it.
Okay,
Josh doesn't
that should
watch
be
pit
looking
stops.
decent. I've been watching F1 since I was a baby. I supported Ralph Schumacher in the day, not the Michael. Hey, Ralph won a few races. I was happy those days.
We counted them the other week. It was a handful.
Yes, exactly.
You know who's also won enough times that you can count on one hand? Gasly. Um,
One.
my
What?
done. Uh, oh, good old days of 2020. Um,
Yeah.
okay, Williams.
Right. I thought last season, I was like, well done, James Bowles. You've done a good job here. You bring them not back to glory days, but you can see a line. You're improving. This season, we don't like Logan, is
Oh,
what their reaction is.
all of the Logan Sargeant stands going absolutely furious about all of this. Absolutely
I don't
furious.
blame them.
It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but you put Albon in Logan's car only for Albon the next race weekend, so 2 weeks later, to go and crash said car that he's been given. All
To be
right,
fair,
that wasn't
that
entirely
one
his fault.
wasn't his fault.
No, but still, wouldn't you have gone and given it back to Sargent? Like Sargent seems to be trying his best to hold it together to try and race. He was doing
Yeah.
okay for a little bit, okay for back of the pack, but he was doing okay.
Yeah.
And I say back, it's almost mid runners these days, isn't it? You've got your
Mm.
front 10 and then you've got next five and the five after. Um, he was doing okay, but you think you'd give him his car back, the better car, shall we say? Now you've got two cars that both chassis need fixing, that they need two major chassis upgrades, whatever, for both of them.
Did
It's
he
not going to be
confirm that
quick.
Albon's needing a new chassis?
I think I'd seen somewhere that it had. I need to obviously check the information, but
It'll be here in the
it's the
text box
front.
if it's confirmed or not.
Yeah. But like Jack was wrong.
Oh, Jack was right.
There we
But
go.
no, like, see, the part that got me right, as much as I didn't like it, I got putting Albon in Logan's car in Australia. I got that.
Yeah, so did I. So did I. We both said this in
But
our list.
once the chassis being fixed, you give that chassis back to Albon. He's the one that made the mistake.
Yep.
Why is Logan getting a damaged chassis? How is that fair? I don't wrong. I said at the beginning of the season I think Logan's Sargent will lose the seat this season. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I'm not like go Sargent, but he's okay driver.
Yeah.
He does not deserve that. He does not deserve the treatment he's getting right now. It is ridiculous.
It's beyond insane. Like
Yeah.
there's no reasoning behind it. That chassis that he's currently got, you never know might have been holding him back. It was
It
actually
probably
doing
was.
okay. It was probably holding him back, and then he ended up going off a little bit, didn't he? He went off the track.
Yeah.
He didn't crash, which was an upside, but he went off the track. And that ended that great little run he was having. His own little race, but he was having a great run.
He was doing all right. He was in potential points if something happened.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have possibly. I would have said he got 11th because Yuki was on fire. home
Yeah.
racing and whatnot, and he really wanted to get a point at least at his home race, and Yuki was on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he could have at least finished 11th. Damn sight better than Albon did. Just saying,
See,
even if it wasn't Albon.
let's not blame Albon first weekend though. Can't have it going in. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna go Albon in any of this. He's just doing what James Vowles is giving him or telling him.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So no hate for Albon, please.
Yeah, we haven't got our little pitchforks out.
But speaking of Albon, there's a reason he didn't finish this race weekend. And it's probably because the Aussie is actually going to go down under.
Daniel Ricciardo. Oof. To be fair, the
Wow.
first time I watched that and I saw it, I thought, what's Albon doing? And then obviously they've played it back from a different angle, and I went, oh,
I know it went down as a race incident, but it's not.
he didn't look. That's
So
it.
if if you look at the replays they show, he's looking to his left. He's looking at Yuki or whoever it was behind him. But Albon's on his right. He just didn't. He just goes and takes the racing line and takes him out.
You got to think, obviously, he was turning left. It's quite a chaotic beginning to a race. In a sense, any race tends to be quite chaotic going in the first couple of corners, especially when they're close together. And obviously, he was just looking left. I'm sure, he'll look right when they get to Texas on the second corner, because that's where it
No,
goes.
like when I mean left,
But
he's looking at his wing mirrors.
I do think it's Ricardo's fault entirely. And I'm saying that right at the camera right there. Okay. It was Ricardo's fault.
Ricciardo was a great driver. I don't want to bemoan Ricciardo because it'd be sad to lose him.
Yeah.
One of the happiest drivers on the grid. He's a previous race winner, multiple race winner, was world championship potential. I just don't think he's got it anymore.
No. I think my prediction for the season is going to be right in that sense that he's going to be gone,
But just not the Red Bull.
but just not the right driver to replace him. I thought Perez was going to have a stonker of a season again.
Hey, he could get a contract renewal this race, Perez. His qualifying's awful again, don't get it wrong. That's the third 1-2 the finish of the year for them.
I think he should push for a 1 year and then go to Audi, maybe with Sainz. That would be a pretty decent little team, that, between the two of them.
Where's Sainz going? Oh, Sainz in that. Yeah,
Sainz and Perez, be a good
yeah,
combination.
yeah. It could work, and then 2026 you put Lawson in that seat in Red Bull.
Could happen.
Hey, yeah.
You never know.
Hear me out here. McLaren screwed Norris.
You said hear me out here, which means no, we're not going to.
But what was that strategy? Why are they covering Russell? Mercedes don't have the pace to keep up with McLaren at the minute. Why are you covering Russell? Go aggressive.
Yeah, but Russell was actually doing quite well for a little bit.
Yeah, but he dropped off at the end. You would have easily passed him. Like, go longer on that stint. That still was the shortest stint they could have done on a hard set of tyres.
Yeah, I know. Just oh, you don't know why they make the calls that they do. They just
I
do,
know.
and sometimes they're wrong. And this case, it was maybe not as wrong as Mercedes trying to do a one stopper, but it's definitely wrong call.
But on a positive note, I know I'm a McLaren fan. Don't care. Best start of the season in years. So happy. Third in the constructors. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's good for you. Maybe not for me. I might just
Nah.
jump ship to Ferrari. I'm joking.
Not even a glory sport. That'd be Red Bull.
I only supported United in the football only because I knew who they were and my family supported them. And I was like, okay.
I won't even say things because you want to. But
Yeah. Josh supports Liverpool like any unoriginal Liverpool person
what? How is that unoriginal?
because you're a
Says
Liverpool
the
supporter.
United fan from
Who lives in London.
London.
Hey, I go and watch Charlton Athletics sometimes. Shout out Charlton.
Woo!
League One, eh? But yeah, anyway, enough about football and enough on video. Okay, yeah, we will leave that there. Yeah.
I thought you still DJing. I was going to just
Yeah.
help you. Mix it.
I will say that, I will apologize about the trickle of videos that we've been doing recently. We had a few issues with the video last time. There was a lot of noise, sound issues that I just couldn't fix. Did my best, but it was pretty much unusable. including the tiny sound clips that I cut out, which again were unusable. So sorry we missed out Australia. Australia was okay.
For this video, though, we have tried something different. We're using a new recording software. I've got myself a new phone. Woo! So the video should hopefully look better. Sound quality, the mic's now working, hopefully. So hopefully this should be the turning point for all the videos. That's
Should
the
be.
hope.
Yeah, onwards and upwards. But yeah, in the vein of onwards and upwards, if you could, like, subscribe, share with all your friends. We want to try and get as many followers as we can. We're killing it on TikTok, but YouTube we're struggling with, and that's the thing that we want to do the most. So please, yeah, subscribe, hit the little, ring-a-ling button. And yeah, we will see you next time.